Coming up now to the first swing bridge. I hate doing these single-handed, it's a bloody nightmare. This is just a wonderful place, and what else to do when it's a really windy, horrible afternoon? Yeah, we'll do a bit of dogging, eh? Woohoo! Ahoy there, if you're new to the channel, I'm Heidi, and I live aboard my narrowboat home, the Rum Wench, with my little dog, Bonny. Join us as we travel the UK's canals and rivers in search of treasure and adventure. So at the moment we're experiencing a bit of a storm here in the UK. It's like 47-mile-an-hour gusts. It's still sort of warm, but these strong winds are horrible, so it's not really cruising weather. So whilst I'm here, I just thought I'd take advantage of what Parbold has to offer. And the biggest thing for me is there's a dog field that you can rent. It's called Paws of Parbold. It's £10 for an hour. And you just do it all online. They've got a little agility course there. They've got dog bowls, water, poo bins, all sorts of stuff. But Bonny can be free, just running off a lead for an hour. So that's what we're going to do. For those that are new to the channel, Bonny is my little rescue dog, and she hasn't got many social skills, although we are working on it. But this is a safe place for her to run free. You're free, Bonny. You're free. You're free. Come on, come on. So you'll notice here there's this sort of shelter. So if it is raining, you can come under here. But there's bottles of water on the top there for the dogs. And water bowls. So this is brilliant. I'm going to put some water down for her because she's already excited. This is just a wonderful place. And what else to do when it's a really windy, horrible afternoon? Yeah, we'll do a bit of dogging, eh? Woohoo! She's so good. You know what? This place is just absolutely wonderful because we're sheltered under here from the wind. So strong today, these winds, proper gusty. And Bonny's just loving it. She's having a bit of a rest at the moment. So I just pull you down to my level. But she's exhausted, so I'm just letting her have a rest and stuff. And then before we go, we'll have another big mad dash and throwing session around the field. So that's the end of our time here now, and it's been absolutely wonderful. I've got 5 minutes left, but she's absolutely, come here. She's absolutely bloody knackered, aren't you? She's had a little sleep in the sun. But it was just so nice to bring her here and let her just be completely free. And she'll sleep tonight. As will I, after a few rums, I think. I'm stuck here now until these winds drop, and then I can crack on and continue my journey towards Liverpool. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Good morning. So after quite a few days of very blustery weather here at Parbold, it seems to have calmed down a little bit. So we're going to be setting off very shortly, progressing further towards Liverpool. I think I've got quite a few lift bridges and swing bridges today, but we'll see how far we get and if the weather stays nice and calm like it is. But it has occurred to me that I've not mentioned where I'm going to go once I get to Liverpool, because it's a sort of dead end. So we'll talk about that once we get going. So it is still quite a bit blustery, and I've got a boat in front of me, and what I'm scared of is as I'm going past I'm gonna get blown into it. So what I'm going to do is reverse back quite a little bit, try and get into the middle of the cut, and then can safely go around it. But even though it is blustery, it has calmed down quite a bit from what it was. The winds were like 40 odd mile an hour, and I think they're only about 30 today. But that's my nemesis, it's the winds, especially being single-handed or a solo boater. They call it single-handed, still got two hands. But normally if there's a couple of you, one of you could be at the front of the boat and push off if you need to and things like that. But for me, on my own, I've just got to do it the best I can. Anyway, onwards today. I think we're going to try and aim to get to Burscough. We'll see how far we get. Oh, I tell you what, it's a little bit blowy today. Woohoo! So I said earlier that I was going to tell you my plans for once I get to Liverpool. So the thing is, I've booked Liverpool for 1 week. It's £15 a night, so it's a bit expensive because the last time I did it, it was free. But that was before I'd started up my YouTube channel. So I am really looking forward to getting back into Liverpool. I spent a few years there a while ago when I went to university, and I love the city, it's wonderful. But once you get there, it's a sort of dead end for narrowboats really. You have two choices. The first is you turn around and come back the way that you went. And the second is, which not many narrowboats do, is to cross the River Mersey. And that's what I'm going to be doing. Woohoo! Part of me is really excited, and the other part of me is absolutely shitting myself. Coming up now to the first swing bridge. I hate doing these single-handed, it's a bloody nightmare. Oh, there's a million cyclists. So I'm at my first swing bridge of the day, and this gentleman here, they've lost the glasses, so I brought my magnet, I've got my key to open the bridge, and we're going to see if we can find some glasses. So you can see the glasses? Yeah, thank you. So I've got the glasses, but there's a bloody car waiting, so I've got to get my boat through now. Oh, I hate this. Sorry. So that's the first swing bridge done, and the good thing about that one is the controls were on the towpath side, so it made it a lot easier for me, that, even though it was a bit of a faff. Hey, oh, you alright? Have you caught anything? Oh, it's very blustery today. Is my hair alright? So very shortly to the right is a turn that takes you to the Lancaster Canal. It's called the Rufford branch. I looked at doing this earlier in the year, but I'm too deep drafted because they say at Savick Brook you need to be 2'3" and she's too deep. But a mate of mine's up there, Narrowboat Will, he's got a fabulous YouTube channel. And we were meant to be doing this Mersey adventure together. I'd messaged him and said, do you fancy crossing the Mersey, Will? He went, of course I do. But there's a stoppage up there and it's a big one. It's going to be trapped for months. So he's heartbroken he can't come and do it with me. Oh, but he's such a wonderful guy. I love Will to bits. Hello. Hiya. You all right? So it looks like we've got another bridge coming up now. I don't know how I'm going to tackle this one. I'm not sure if the controls are on the right or the left. This is all part of the fun. So looking at it from this angle, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a faff because there's a boat moored on both sides. But hopefully, the one on the right, it's a right big one, but hopefully I can get in front of that one. And there's loads of room. The thing is though, as a solo boater on a canal that you're not very familiar with, you're always looking ahead to see how you can tackle every single obstacle, such as mooring up, swing bridges, locks. How are you going to do them on your own? So now I'm a bit closer, I can see that the controls for this one are on the right, but you are always watching and on the lookout to how to make things easier for yourself. And this gusty wind isn't helping because it's blowing my boat back into the canal. So I've just moored the boat up here and this lovely gentleman came to help and I've said to him, will you open the swing bridge for me? So he's going to do that. So let's go. Come with me and I'll show you what we need to do.
And then when you're through, does it just go straight back down or do you have to lock it back
Yeah, you have to do it and then what I'll do is I'll pull up there and get key off you.
Yeah, of course, I'll just run it to you.
Right, let's have a look. Oh, I've just gone arse over tit getting back to my boat then. I went proper flying and put my foot down a little hole. And it sent me everywhere. I mean, I'm lucky I'm only 23 because I could have like broke my hip or something. Oh, but I have hurt my ankle. But this lovely guy is so excited, he's just doing us the bridge now. So I've just come in because I'd got all mud. And it wasn't just I tripped, I actually went, my nipples were on the floor. That's how far I went. But I had to come in and wash my hands, got all mud on my hands. Anyway, let's go do this bridge.
Tell me when.
So once I'm through,
I can do it.
Yeah, you're doing brilliantly.
Thank you.
How brilliant were you then? How brilliant.
Nice to meet you.
And you. See you later. Thank you. That's another swing bridge done, but never be afraid to ask for help. And that guy then, he was so wonderful. I was just pulling my boat in, trying to get it in with the winds, and he came running over to give me a hand. He said, do you want any help? And I went, yes. If you want to help me, you can do me that swing bridge. And he was wonderful. He was so excited by it. It was like a big kid. But when I fell before, I really have hurt my ankle. Yeah. So I need to get myself moored up quite soon really and get this lifted up, get my legs in the air. Well, I'm just gutted I didn't get it on film because you'd be peeing yourselves. And this here on the right is the turning I was talking about earlier. This takes you onto the Rufford branch, and then if you keep going via the Ribble link, you'll get to the Lancaster Canal, which is currently closed till at least spring next year apparently. So I'm going to find somewhere now to moor up and we'll progress on further tomorrow. But the wind's getting up and my ankle's really hurting me. I know it's not broken because I can move it, but it's still very sore. And I want to get it rested so it doesn't swell up. So that's the plan. So I've just moored myself up here just before the next swing bridge because it's got a little bit blowy, but there's a pub there, and it took me a lot longer than normal to moor up because I was getting blown to bits, but also a bit apprehensive, you know, especially stepping off the boat into the unknown, because a lot of the towpath is quite overgrown, and like back there, if you just find the little hole and you step in it, it's dangerous. Yeah, so I was a bit, normally I just don't give a shit, I just jump off. Yeah, but I was a bit apprehensive then with everything and walking down the towpath as well. But as I was doing things like tying the ropes on, putting the fenders down and all that, my foot was easing up. So I think it's just a little bit of a sprain or a bruising, so it'll all be good. But because it got so windy as well, I was ready to moor up, so this will do, and then tomorrow in the morning we'll set off and continue our adventure towards Liverpool. Woohoo! So I moored up about 2.5 hours ago, and since then I took Bonnie for a little walk, and we came across this wonderful little farm shop thing. It's just a little honesty box, and they've got fresh eggs, honey, things like that. So I bought some fresh eggs. You could do it on a little app thing, so it was wonderful, dead easy to do as well. So we've got some lovely eggs for breakfast. And then I sat down for about a couple of hours, had my foot elevated, resting up, but then I got a knock on the boat and I've been invited to the pub. So obviously I'm going to go just for medicinal purposes. You know, a little drink to numb the pain. So according to this pub, it's called the Slipway, with these retrobates here. So this is Col and Carol, well, Carol and Col. They have a boat called the Wool Boat, and they trade. So Carol you make loads of wonderful things, don't you, Carol?
I certainly do.
So they're fellow traders, and this here is Liz.
She also makes beautiful stuff.
And she made this hat. Look at that. Yeah, it's not a tea cosy, it's a hat. And Bonnie here is getting on really well with Hector.
Where's Bonnie?
It's Bonnie and Hector. Yeah, they're doing really, really well. So I'm going to have a quick chat now with Carol. Tell us about something that she's been doing for charity.
Not my calendar, girl.
Carol is getting a kit off in aid of a charity for a calendar. Do you know what month you are yet?
No, they did ask, but I said no, I'm not worried about what month I am.
So we're going to get Carol now to tell us a little bit about the charity it's for.
Queen's Court Hospice, Air Ambulance and Parkinson's.
Show us your finger. Hey, tell us about that. What happened today?
I chopped it off with an axe.
So it's been a bit of an accident-prone day today. I've fallen in a big hole and Liz chops her finger off. I've had a wonderful evening in the pub, but I'm back on board the Rum Wench now because it's time for a little bit of a nightcap, because I'm going to be taking you in the rear entrance. Because last week when I did the video about Parbold and we were searching for the dragon, I don't know what happened, but I had over 20 ditties written. So obviously I'm not going to read them all, but I have saved quite a few for in the future. But there's a few little ditties I'm going to read you, so let's get ourselves a drink poured and I'll take you in that rear entrance. So we're going to try a little bit of this. I got this from Debbie Duggan, so thank you very much. This was when I did that festival last week. And it's a bit of tiki, mango and pineapple. So let's just get this poured. And whilst I'm pouring this, a huge thank you to this week's pirate crew. Thank you for everything you do. Yeah, mango and pineapple.
Let me take you in the rear entrance to the Boatmans. Cabin for a little ditty.
So here we are again in the rear entrance. Let's give this a bit of a try. A little bit of mango and pineapple rum. Woohoo! Sweat the lips. Ooh, very, very nice. And you can taste the sort of fruity flavours as well. I bet that'll be really lovely in a sort of like a fruity pop, like Tropical Crush or Fanta or something like that. Make it a nice long refreshing drink. No afterburn. That's lovely, that. And that's helping numb the pain of me ankle, which is all right. It is all right. It's eased up so much. It was more sore when I first did it, so yeah, it's all right now. And I was sober when I did it. Yeah. Anyway, I've got a couple of little ditties for you today, and I'm just going to read bits of them because some of them are quite long. But just a massive thank you as well for taking the time, everybody, to write these ditties each week. It just overwhelms me, it really does. And I love reading the comments. And sometimes with the ditties, I don't respond straight away because if I see it on my phone, then I can't save the ditty. So I wait until I'm on my laptop for that. So sometimes you might have written a ditty and I've not responded for a few days. And that's because I need to be on my laptop to copy them across. So yeah, because I'm saving them all. I am, to read out in the future wherever they fit. So anyway, regarding last week when we went in search of dragons, here's a couple of ditties. This one is from Don and Tony, and it goes a little something like this. In search of dragons Heidi went, Parbold bound, you know. Magic dragons all around, if you know just where to go. There's hope in magic, dreaming too, all children know that so. But Heidi brings it all to life, real life, so just let go. Oh, that's so lovely. And there is magic out there, isn't there? We've just got to be big kids, that's it. And I'm a right big kid, me. I love it. Anyway, let's have another cheers to that. Cheers, Don and Tony. Woohoo! For the lips. Oh, it's nice, that one. It's very nice. And the next one is from Sarah Wakelin, and that goes a little something like this. Pirates and dragons and folk tales too, all washed down with a spicy rum brew. Cheers. Tales from the court, some old and some new. Thank you, Captain Heidi, for all that you do. Oh, that's lovely. Well, anyway, all that I do, well, I'm going to be crossing that blimmin' Mersey. I mean, I'm so excited about it, but I am very, very nervous as well. But I've got to put a lot of things into place because it's been a bit of a faff, because normally when people cross the Mersey, there's normally a few boats, because if one of you gets into difficulty, who's going to tug you off? You know, so I'm going as one boat. So I'm organising everything. I've got to organise a skipper, is it, or I'm not sure what the word is, a pilot. Got to get a pilot, make sure all the insurance is correct. I've got to book different locks on the ship canal, because once you've come off the Mersey you need to go on the ship canal. But all that is for another video, and I'm going to be leaving here in the morning, but you'll see that in next week's video. We've still got to get to Liverpool yet. We're still Liverpool bound. I've got a million swing bridges to do. Yeah, so it'll be a few weeks yet, but anyway, I know that you're all behind me, and thank you for that. So cheers everyone. Woo! I'm going to leave the video here. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. But that's it for this week. So please take care, stay safe, and a huge thank you to my lovely, gorgeous patrons. Are you finished sucking your toy? Why do you lick your teddies so much? Do you like them? Can I have your teddy?